Spirits in Smash are pretty simple. You have a primary spirit. The primary spirit has a spirit effect. Sometimes it has up to 3 slots that you can put secondary spirits onto. And when you're using it on Amiibo, Amiibo can only use secondary spirits. So the spirits that you give to your Amiibo alter what secondary effects that it has. But by screwing around with an Amiibo bin file's data, we can see that Nintendo actually programmed a lot more fully functional spirit effects to be usable on Amiibo, hinting that maybe there were other spirits that they planned to include and didn't. For example, Pokeball equipped. You might be surprised to know that, like all of the other equipped spirits in the game that have a certain item, you can in fact start a match with the Pokeball ready to throw. This spirit probably would have been the effect of a trainer spirit if any trainers from the main games had found their way in as spirits. But curiously, there's no Master Ball equipped spirit, which kinda sucks because that would be one of the best spirits in competitive Amiibo if it was a thing. Speaking of competitive Amiibo, the Lifesteal spirit actually does return from Smash 4. This spirit laid in Ultimate's data for years until finally the Skull Kid spirit and a few other primaries gave us the ability to use it in-game, but we still can't put it on our Amiibo. Many of the spirits on this list have a primary spirit that lets players use them, but not Amiibo. Unlike in Smash 4, Lifesteal only heals 3% of the damage that you do to an opponent, so it's really not very useful, especially not for taking up all 3 spirit slots. I was intrigued, however, to learn that there were 2 spirits that might actually affect the Amiibo meta in some way if they were legalized. The first is Fist and Foot Attack Up. They're separate Fist and Foot Attack spirits already, they're single slots each, but Fist and Foot Attack Up actually boosts fists and feet more than each spirit effect would on its own. This could be at least an interesting alternative for Amiibo that are in dire need of buffs, like Kazuya and Terry. On a more serious note, there's also Weight Up. Kinda like, hey, wait up, right? Weight Up is sort of like Armor Knight Light. I'm just gonna throw the stats up on the board and compare them with Armor Knight because that'll make more sense than me explaining it. Weight Up might kinda sorta be useful because weight is actually a useful factor in determining how successful an Amiibo tends to be over the course of its meta. If you look at the Amiibo tier list, you'll notice that nearly all of the heaviest characters in the game are at the top. That's not a coincidence. This is by no means a complete list or thorough investigation. There's a lot of other spirits like Suko's equipped, which lets you spawn in the first stock with the Suko in case you really like suffering. There's also Airborne Endurance, Home Run Bat equipped, things like that. But if you'd really like me to do a full write-up on this at amiibodoctor.com, just leave a comment telling me so, and if I get enough, I will. In other news, as I announced in this announcement video, your last chance to watch the history of the Amiibo metagame is coming up soon, so take advantage of that while you will, and otherwise, have a good week.